Hello everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today's Tribute USA. We're so glad to have you here with us today. In this video, we're honoring the incredible legends who have recently left us. These remarkable individuals touched so many lives, and their legacies will live on forever. Before we begin, please support our channel by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing, and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss our future tributes. Your support truly means a lot to us. Now, let's come together to celebrate and remember these unforgettable icons. Let's get started.
Bobby Whitlock, born March 18, 1948, in Memphis, Tennessee, was a gifted musician, singer, and songwriter whose soulful voice and keyboard artistry helped define one of rock's most influential groups, Derek and the Dominoes. Growing up in the birthplace of blues and soul, Whitlock was surrounded by music from an early age. He began singing in church, honing a voice rich with gospel influence, before making his way into the thriving Memphis music scene. His talent soon caught the attention of the legendary Stax Records, where he became the first white artist signed to their label. Immersed in the world of soul, Whitlock worked alongside legends like Booker T. Jones, Sam and Dave, and Steve Cropper, developing a style that blended raw emotion with remarkable musicianship. In 1959, his path changed forever when he crossed paths with Eric Clapton, leading to the formation of Derek and the Dominoes. With Clapton, drummer Jim Gordon, and bassist Carl Radle, Whitlock co-founded a band that would go on to record Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs, 1970, one of the most iconic albums in rock history. Whitlock's harmonies, songwriting, and Hammond organ gave the record its soulful depth, while his collaborations with Clapton resulted in timeless classics. Songs like Bell Bottom Blues and Why Does Love Got to Be So Sad bore Whitlock's emotional fingerprints, showcasing his gift for blending vulnerability with power. Though Derek and the Dominoes disbanded quickly, Whitlock's influence on their music was undeniable. He later embarked on a solo career, releasing albums such as Bobby Whitlock, 1972, and Raw Velvet, 1972, both of which further proved his range as a songwriter and performer. Over the decades, Whitlock continued to record and tour, often with his wife and musical partner Coco Carmel, bringing his blend of rock, blues, and soul to audiences around the world. His later albums, including Other Assorted Love Songs 2003 and My Time 2013, were celebrated by fans who cherished his role in shaping rock history. Despite the ups and downs of the music industry, Bobby Whitlock never lost his passion for the craft. His journey was one of perseverance and love for music, grounded in the gospel and soul traditions of his Memphis upbringing. Bobby Whitlock passed away in 2025 at the age of 77, leaving behind a legacy etched into the very fabric of rock and roll. As one of the creative forces behind Derek and the Dominoes, he helped craft music that has stood the test of times, songs of love, loss, and longing that continue to resonate with listeners across generations. He will forever be remembered as a man whose voice and music carried both fire and tenderness, a bridge between gospel soul and rock's electrifying spirit. Bobby Whitlock's name stands proudly among the legends, and his songs remain a timeless soundtrack of passion and truth. Ozzy Osbourne, born John Michael Osbourne on December 3, 1948, in Birmingham, England, rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most iconic and influential figures in rock history. The son of a working-class family, he left school at 15 and took on factory jobs, but music quickly became his salvation. With a unique voice and magnetic stage presence, Ozzy became the frontman of Black Sabbath, the band that would define heavy metal. In 1970, Black Sabbath released their self-titled debut album, a groundbreaking fusion of blues, hard rock, and dark lyrical themes that captured the mood of a changing world. Their follow-ups, including Paranoid, Master of Reality, and Volume 4, cemented their place in history. Songs like Iron Man, Paranoid, and War Pigs became anthems, while Ozzy's haunting vocals gave the music its unforgettable edge. With Sabbath, Ozzy helped invent a genre, influencing countless bands for decades to come. But Ozzy's journey was not without struggle. His battles with addiction and personal demons became legendary, leading to his departure from Black Sabbath. In 1979, many thought it was the end of his career, but instead it marked a new beginning. With the release of his solo debut, Blizzard of Oz, in 1980, Ozzy cemented his status as a solo superstar. The album featured classics like Crazy Train and Mr. Crowley, powered by the virtuosic guitar work of Randy Rhoads. His solo career would span decades, producing hits that kept him at the forefront of rock. Through triumphs and tragedies, including the devastating loss of Rhoads in 1982, Ozzy persevered. He became known as the Prince of Darkness, a moniker that reflected both his wild image and his darkly theatrical stage persona. Offstage, however, he revealed himself to be funny, vulnerable, and deeply human. This side of him came to light for a new generation with the hit reality series The Osbournes in the early 2000s, which made Ozzy a household name far beyond the world of heavy metal. Despite serious health challenges in his later years, including Parkinson's disease, Ozzy never stopped being a force in music. He continued recording, performing, and inspiring fans around the world, proving that his spirit could not be dimmed. His reunion tours with Black Sabbath in the 1990s and 2010s were triumphant celebrations of the band that started it all. Ozzy Osbourne passed away in 2025 at the age of 76, leaving behind a monumental legacy. He was not just a singer, he was the embodiment of rock rebellion, a voice for outsiders, and a symbol of resilience. From the factories of Birmingham to the biggest stages in the world, he transformed his pain, humor, and chaos into music that will echo for generations. This is the story of a man who helped invent heavy metal, who fell, rose, and rose again, and who lived life on his own terms. A true legend, Ozzy Osbourne will forever remain the Prince of Darkness, a guiding light for rock fans everywhere. Sheila Jordan, born November 18, 1928, in Detroit, Michigan, rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most innovative and distinctive voices in the history of jazz. Growing up in poverty, she found solace and inspiration in music, listening to the sounds of jazz legends like Charlie Parker, who would later become one of the greatest influences on her career. As a teenager, she began performing in clubs around Detroit, developing a vocal style that was deeply personal, blending improvisation with storytelling, and making every song uniquely her own. In the early 1950s, Sheila moved to New York City, where she immersed herself in the thriving jazz scene. It was there that she formed close ties with bebop musicians, earning respect for her ability to phrase like an instrumentalist and to improvise with remarkable freedom. Her debut album, Portrait of Sheila, released in 1963, became a landmark in vocal jazz, praised for its intimacy and originality, though it was her only recording for Blue Note Records. The album established her as a trailblazer, whose artistry could not be confined by commercial trends. The prime of Sheila Jordan's career was not defined by mainstream stardom but by her enduring dedication to the craft of jazz. She became especially renowned for her stripped-down performances, often accompanied only by a bass, where her voice and her emotional honesty captivated audiences. For decades, she performed in clubs, festivals, and intimate venues across the world, admired for her ability to make every listener feel as though she was singing directly to them. Her collaborations with musicians such as Steve Kuhn, Cameron Brown, and Harvey S. further showcased her unique artistry. Beyond performance, Sheila devoted much of her life to education. She became a beloved mentor and teacher, inspiring generations of young singers to embrace authenticity and take risks in their music. Her workshops and masterclasses emphasized not just technique, but the spirit of jazz, the freedom, the soul, and the courage to tell one's own story. Sheila Jordan passed away in 2025 at the age of 96, leaving behind a legacy that transformed the landscape of vocal jazz. Though she never sought fame in the conventional sense, she became a legend through her commitment to the music, her pioneering approach, and the deep humanity in her voice. In remembering Sheila Jordan, we honor not just a singer, but a true artist who gave herself completely to jazz. She was the voice of honesty, of resilience, and of improvisation at its purest. Her life reminds us that greatness is not always about the spotlight. It is about authenticity, courage, and the ability to touch hearts. Sheila Jordan will forever remain a legend of jazz, her voice echoing through time, as timeless and free as the music she loved. Eddie Palmieri, born December 15, 1936, in New York City, was a towering figure in Latin jazz and salsa, a pianist, composer, and bandleader whose career redefined the boundaries of Afro-Caribbean music. The son of Puerto Rican immigrants, Palmieri grew up in the Bronx, where music was part of daily life. By the age of 11, he was already studying piano, and as a teenager, he played with various Latin dance bands, absorbing the sounds of mambo, jazz, and Afro-Cuban rhythms that filled the city's clubs in the 1940s and 50s. In 1961, Palmieri founded La Perfecta, a band that quickly earned a reputation for its daring innovation. Unlike many traditional salsa orchestras of the time, La Perfecta used trombones instead of trumpets, creating a heavier, more brassy sound that would become a hallmark of Palmieri's style. This bold choice, paired with his rhythmic piano playing and adventurous arrangements, helped revolutionize Latin dance music. Palmieri didn't just want to make people dance, he wanted to make them think, feel, and experience music as art. Over the decades, Palmieri became celebrated not only for his mastery of salsa, but also for blending it with jazz harmonies and improvisation, creating a unique sound that earned him worldwide recognition. His landmark albums, including Harlem River, Dr. No, Dr. Meldon, Music, showcased his brilliance in bridging cultures and genres. In 1975, he made history when the son of Latin music won the first ever Grammy Award for Best Latin Recording. a testament to his groundbreaking contributions. Palmieri would go on to win 10 Grammy Awards across his career, becoming one of the most decorated and respected Latin musicians of all time. His performances electrified audiences, whether in small jazz clubs or on international festival stages, as his music spoke to both tradition and modernity, to the heart and the intellect. Beyond awards and recognition, Eddie Palmieri was a mentor and inspiration to countless musicians. His commitment to exploring the African roots of Latin music, his openness to experimentation, and his fiery, passionate style ensured that he remained a vital force well into his later years. Even in his 80s, Palmieri continued touring, recording, and reminding audiences of the timeless power of rhythm and melody. Eddie Palmieri passed away in 2025, at the age of 88, leaving behind an unparalleled legacy. To many, he was more than a musician, he was an innovator, a cultural bridge, and a relentless spirit who believed that music could change the way people saw the world. His life's work stands as a testament to the richness of Latin music and its global influence. Eddie Palmieri will forever be remembered as a legend whose piano keys carried the heartbeat of his heritage and the genius of a true pioneer. Brandon Blackstock, born December 16, 1976, in Fort Worth, Texas, was a well-known talent manager whose career placed him close to the heart of country and pop music. Coming from a family deeply rooted in the industry, his father, Narvel Blackstock, was a longtime music manager, and his stepmother was country superstar Reba McEntire. Brandon grew up surrounded by the rhythms of fame, artistry, and the complex world of show business. It was almost inevitable that he would follow a similar path, carving out his own name in entertainment. As a talent manager, Brandon worked with some of the most recognized names in music, guiding their careers with a quiet determination. He became CEO of Starstruck Management Group, his father's firm, and over the years handled tours, contracts, and deals for clients who filled arenas and topped charts. His work placed him behind the scenes of some of country music's biggest moments, though he was never one to seek the spotlight for himself. Brandon's personal life, however, became a subject of public attention when he married singer and television personality Kelly Clarkson in 2013. Their romance was celebrated by fans, as Clarkson often spoke about how grounded and supportive Brandon was during their early years together. They shared 2 children and blended their family with Brandon's kids from a previous marriage, creating what Clarkson once described as her dream team. For a time, they appeared as one of entertainment's strongest couples, balancing love, family, and the demands of their careers. But life is rarely simple. In 2020, Clarkson and Blackstock shocked fans when they announced their separation. What followed was a highly publicized divorce, complete with disputes over property, custody, and finances. Their split became a tabloid fixture, a reminder of how even lives built on music and glamour are not immune to heartbreak and difficulty. Brandon eventually stepped away from full-time talent management, shifting his focus toward life outside the spotlight. Despite the challenges and controversies, Blackstock's contribution to the music industry remains. He was a link in a legacy of managers who helped shape careers and maintain the machinery of modern entertainment, a role often overlooked but crucial. Brandon Blackstock passed away in 2025 at the age of 48, leaving behind his children and a family name long associated with music. His story is one of both triumphs and struggles of a man who lived in the shadow of fame, yet helped others reach it, who loved deeply, stumbled publicly, and remained human through it all. In the end, Brandon is remembered not only for his work in entertainment but also for the life he shared with family, the love he gave to his children, and the mark he left on those who knew him beyond the headlines. His legacy is a reminder that even behind the stage lights and music, there are stories of real people, with victories, flaws, and a lasting impact. Cleo Laine, born October 28, 1927, in Southall, Middlesex, England, was a singular voice in the world of jazz, a woman whose artistry transcended genre, style, and expectation. Known for her remarkable four-octave vocal range, Laine could move seamlessly from the husky intimacy of a torch song to the soaring heights of operatic color. She was more than a singer, she was a storyteller, an actress, and a pioneer who reshaped the possibilities for women in music and theater. Laine grew up the daughter of a Jamaican father and an English mother, and her mixed heritage, at a time when Britain was far less diverse than today, gave her a unique perspective and resilience. Though she worked in a hair salon in her early years, her passion for performance never faded, and soon she found herself immersed in the vibrant post-war London jazz scene. Her life would change when she met bandleader and saxophonist John Dankworth, who became both her husband and her greatest collaborator. Together, they built not only a musical partnership but also a creative legacy that spanned more than 5 decades. Her career flourished in the 1950s and 60s, as she gained recognition for her command of both jazz improvisation and classical repertoire. Laine was not content to stay in one lane. She recorded Duke Ellington, collaborated with Ray Charles, and also tackled Shakespearean theater with ease. Her versatility took her 2 stages across the globe, and in the 1970s, she broke new ground on Broadway. For her role in The Mystery of Edwin Drood, she earned a Tony Award nomination, cementing her reputation as an actress as well as a singer. Lane's discography is vast, ranging from small ensemble jazz records to symphonic collaborations. She won a Grammy Award in 1986 for Best Jazz Vocal Performance. Female, becoming one of the few British singers to achieve such recognition in the United States. Her ability to interpret a lyric with emotional honesty, combined with her technical brilliance, placed her among the greatest vocalists of her generation. Throughout her life, Lane was also deeply dedicated to nurturing the arts. With Think, she established the Stables, a music venue and educational center in Wavendin, which became a hub for both established stars and young musicians. Her contributions to music and culture were recognized with the title of Dame, Commander of the Order of the British Empire, DBE, in 1997. Cleo Lane passed away in 2025 at the age of 97, leaving behind a legacy of daring artistry and boundless creativity. She was not only Britain's first lady of jazz but also a global ambassador for the power of music to cross boundaries. Her voice, with its depth, clarity, and breathtaking range, will continue to echo through time. A reminder of a woman who defied categories and redefined excellence. Cleo Lane's story is one of perseverance, passion, and genius, a life lived. In full song, she will forever be remembered as a legend whose artistry lit up both the concert hall and the theater stage, and whose influence will inspire generations to come. Terence Stamp, born on July 22, 1938, in Stepney, East London, was one of the most distinctive and versatile actors of his generation. Raised in modest surroundings, the son of a tugboat stoker, Stamp discovered the magic of cinema early in life. Inspired by matinee screenings that transported him beyond the gritty streets of London, his passion for performance grew, and after studying at the Webber Douglas Academy of Dramatic Art, he burst onto the scene in the 1960s as part of a wave of bold, charismatic British actors who reshaped modern film. Stamp's breakout came in 1962 when he starred in Billy Budd, playing the angelic young sailor in a performance so powerful it earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. His striking looks and magnetic screen presence quickly made him an international star. Through the decade, he took on daring, unconventional roles, including The Collector, 1965, where he played a chillingly obsessive kidnapper opposite Samantha Eggar. The film won him critical acclaim and cemented his reputation as an actor unafraid of complex, unsettling characters. By the late 70s and early 80s, Stamp had reinvented himself for a new era, taking on one of his most iconic roles, General Zod, in Superman 1978 and Superman 2 1980. With his commanding voice, steely gaze, and the immortal line "Kneel before Zod," he became one of cinema's most memorable supervillains, introducing himself to an entirely new generation of audiences. In the 1990s, Stamp once again showed his versatility with a stunning turn in The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, 1994, where he played Bernadette, a transgender woman traveling across the Australian outback. The performance was heartfelt, dignified, and groundbreaking, earning him worldwide praise and proving that his artistry was as fearless as ever. His later career continued to thrive, with roles in films such as The Limey 1999, where he delivered a haunting portrayal of an aging gangster, earning him another wave of critical acclaim. He also appeared in major franchises like Star Wars, Episode I, The Phantom Menace, and lent his unique gravitas to countless projects across film, television, and voice work. Terence Stamp passed away in 2025, at the age of 86, closing the chapter on a career that spanned more than 6 decades. He was more than just a screen presence. He was a performer who could shift from tender vulnerability to commanding menace with effortless grace. As we pay tribute to him, we remember a man who never allowed himself to be boxed in, who embraced reinvention, challenged audiences, and left behind performances that remain etched in film history. Terence Stamp was not merely an actor. He was a force of nature, a true legend of cinema whose legacy will continue to inspire generations. Tristan Rogers, born on June 3, 1946, in Melbourne, Australia, became one of the most recognizable faces in daytime television and a beloved figure in soap opera history. Growing up in Australia, Rogers was fascinated with storytelling and performance, eventually making his way into acting in the late 1960s and early 1970s. He started his career with roles in Australian television and film, but his destiny soon led him across the world to Hollywood, where he would find the role that defined his career. In 1980, Rogers joined the cast of General Hospital as Robert Scorpio, a suave, daring, and sharp-witted secret agent who quickly became a fan favorite. Arriving during the legendary Luke and Laura era, his character brought intrigue, charm, and international espionage storylines that captivated millions of viewers. His on-screen chemistry with Viola Hughes, Anna Devane, and Emma Samms, Holly Sutton, created some of the most iconic and enduring relationships in soap history. The 1980s marked Tristan Rogers' prime years, as he helped turn General Hospital into a cultural phenomenon. Robert Scorpio wasn't just a soap character, he was a pop culture icon, blending action, romance, and humor in a way that resonated deeply with audiences. Rogers' charisma and effortless delivery made Scorpio unforgettable, and his storylines became must-watch television for daytime fans around the world. Though Rogers stepped away from the role several times, he always returned, each reappearance celebrated by loyal fans who never stopped associating him with the character. Beyond General Hospital, he also appeared on other soaps like The Young and the Restless, and voiced characters in animated series and video games, showcasing his versatility as a performer. But no matter what he did, Robert Scorpio remained the beating heart of his career and a role he embraced with pride. Tristan Rogers passed away in 2025 at the age of 79, leaving behind not just a legacy in television, but also generations of fans who grew up watching him. His death marked the end of an era for General Hospital and the soap opera world, as one of its greatest legends took his final bow. As we pay tribute to Tristan Rogers, we remember the dashing secret agent, the loyal friend, the romantic hero, and the witty charmer who brought so much joy to millions. His contribution to daytime television cannot be overstated. He helped shape the golden age of soaps and created a character that will live forever in television history. Tristan Rogers will be remembered not only as Robert Scorpio, but as a true legend who gave his heart to the screen and, in doing so, won the hearts of fans across the globe. Danielle Spencer, born June 24, 1965, in Trenton, New Jersey, became a beloved face of American television as a child star in the 1970s. Her journey into the spotlight began early, as her natural charisma and warmth made her a perfect fit for the sitcom What's Happening, which premiered in 1976, cast as Dee Thomas, the witty and sharp younger sister of Roger Thomas. Danielle stole scenes with her clever one-liners, quick comebacks, and undeniable charm. Audiences loved Dee's humor and spunk, and Danielle quickly became one of the most memorable child actors of her time. The show ran until 1979, and Danielle reprised her role in the 1980s spin-off What's Happening Now, reuniting with the cast and reminding audiences of the character who had won their hearts. While her time in front of the camera was relatively brief, her impact was lasting. She embodied the joy and relatability of childhood in a way that resonated with millions. After stepping away from Hollywood, Danielle chose a different path. She pursued her education, eventually becoming a veterinarian, dedicating her life to caring for animals. This transition showed the depth of her character. She was more than a child star. She was a woman with compassion, drive, and the courage to carve out a meaningful life outside of fame. In later years, Danielle faced significant health struggles. In 2004, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, a battle she fought bravely, eventually going into remission. She also endured the long-term effects of a severe car accident she had suffered as a teenager, which brought additional challenges. Despite these hardships, Danielle remained resilient, often reconnecting with fans at reunions and conventions, where her presence was met with admiration and love. Danielle Spencer passed away in 2025 at the age of 59, leaving behind a legacy defined by both her early stardom and her later dedication to healing and kindness. Though she stepped away from the screen, she was never forgotten, remaining in the hearts of those who grew up watching her light up television screens. Her life is a testament to resilience and authenticity. Danielle showed the world that while fame may come and go, true greatness lies in the choices we make and the love we give. As fans remember her today, they celebrate not just Dee Thomas, the sharp-tongued little sister, but Danielle Spencer, the woman who lived with courage, grace, and heart.